Good morning. I was going to record this yesterday, but I decided to go back to sleep, and then the whole house woke up, and I try to do this when it's quiet. I know I put up the sweet potato video last week, but that was really from like a month ago, and I've been recording some of the things that I've done, and I'll share maybe little snippets, but I haven't had the same motivation. A couple of weeks ago, I was actually ready to throw in the towel and just be done with all of this because of some of my failures. A big failure on the farm recently, and I'll share about that. But as you can see, the kitchen has made a lot of progress. So I'll show you guys. I have counter space. We still don't have the sink. The granite broke when we were bringing it in. So that has to be fixed first. So here's the deal. Now that I have counters, like, I needed to clear up some room in my freezer, but before all of that, I had a really bad day a couple weeks ago, but on that same day, I was given 2 turkeys from Caroline, which is Cole's girlfriend. She raised them. She's raised turkeys for 4-H for years, but she's done with 4-H now, but she raised a round of turkeys this year. And they were actually in their freezer, but their freezer, the fuse went out, so they had to get rid of them. And they were going out of town. They actually own a Longhorn ranch. It's so cool. And they were going to Texas. So they gave them to me, and it was my first time using the pressure canner, but I did it, you guys. I pressure canned 2 turkeys. I got probably about 12 pounds of ground turkey, and then I think 4 or 6, I'd have to count them again, I already forgot, quarts of turkey, and then 3 or 4 quarts of turkey broth, because I just used the broth that I made. Super cool. And maybe it's good that I'm not recording any of this stuff that I'm doing new. By next year, I'll be ready to share my wisdom with you guys. But I did it. I used the pressure canner. Nobody died. It was pretty cool. I also went through and did all of my tomatoes. A lot of tomatoes. Well, I felt like was a lot. When I pulled all the bags out of the freezer, it filled up 2 roasters. But actually, like, so from everything I've been watching, sorry, Jasper, I just almost stepped on my cat's tail. From everything I've been watching, you know, you can freeze them, and then just as you start to cook them, the skins will fall off. I don't have anything to compare it to, so I felt like it was a little bit tedious. I actually watched a few videos where they did not remove the skins, so I will be honest, I didn't remove the skins from all of them, and I also didn't run them through a food mill. I ground up skins, seeds, and all, and made tomato sauce. And the next night we used some of it to make spaghetti sauce, and it was really good. So I did save, like, I pulled off as many skins as I could, and I made a tomato powder. I just dehydrated them in the oven. I made a tomato powder. Oh, but before that, before I did that, I processed the hot peppers. I actually did record a lot of that, so I might make a separate video of the hot peppers that I fermented and then blended up in the house. Bad idea. Also, I think I've mentioned this before, but I live pretty local to Todd and Rachel from that 1870s homestead. And you'll see they recently, I'll try to insert like I'll put a link to their channel in the description. I'm not sure if I can insert somebody else's video. They recently did a video where they bought, I think, a quarter cow. So they were trying to clear up room in their freezer. Matthias has been dying to meet her. There's a few YouTubers that I watch often, and he's like insisting that we're going to meet them, like Justin Rhodes and Jessica Sowards. I was watching her the other night, and he came in the bedroom, because that's where I watch it. It's in bed. And he came in, I think just to say something, and then he like stepped out, and then he came back, and he was like, going to Carolina. He knows. So hopefully one day we can reach them and, plan a visit. Anyway, back to Todd and Rachel. They were trying to clear up some room in her freezer, and I was just looking for a reason to visit. Honestly, I could have just drove by and gave them a Merry Christmas hug or something and let Matthias see her. But they gave me a 10-pound bag of lard, pig fat that I rendered into lard. So that was pretty cool. That was really easy. I watched this a couple of really great videos, but Rachel had sent me one from Living Traditions Homestead, and she explains like why home rendered lard is actually good for you, and it's a very informational video. I've never used lard in my life, so I'm excited to try it. As soon as I find a use, I might fry some eggs up in it soon, maybe. And then I know you guys watched my sweet potato. I'll insert a little link up here. The sweet potato video. Now those sweet potatoes were from probably nearly a month ago, and I had them in the garage curing. My husband, who I just basically call him neurodivergent, neurotypical, atypical, I don't know. Anyway, he threw them back out into I call it the compost pile, but it's not actually a compost pile, because it's just the area that I'm hoping to build up into a garden over the next couple of years. So all that's there now is like wood chips and leaves and stuff like that. But he threw them out there, box, bag, and all. I rescued them. I did. And we made them for Thanksgiving dinner, and they were so yummy. Most of them. Some of them were bad because they did spend a couple nights out in the frost and the cold. But yeah, they did turn out. So, how did I go from 2 weeks ago, I was ready to give up. I gotta get this cat. The cat's trying to scratch the couch. That he's not allowed to do. How'd it go from 2 weeks ago? I wanted to give up, and then I just shared that I have been plugging through all this persevering and stuff. You guys have seen, I've never put up a full video. I started to record some, but I'm pretty sure I've shared some of, the setup that I was making for Honor and Rosie out in the barn. I call it a barn. I know it's a shed, but it's a miniature farm. It's a miniature barn. What I didn't realize is that I probably should have closed up their door at night. Nobody ever suggested that. I mean, I'm not blaming anybody else, but I went out a couple weeks ago one morning, and I found Rosie outside in the little outside house. And she didn't make it. It's actually been quite tore up about it. I was ready to give up, just figured maybe this whole farming, homesteading thing wasn't for me. And I know that losing animals is part of farm life. I tell my granddaughter and my son that all the time. I feel like it's easier when it's a chicken or a quail that you're planning to eat anyway. But Honor and Rosie are pets. So, I mean, they're farm animals, but they're pets. So it was a little harder, you know, and I feel like it was something that was preventable. I thought I was, like, I thought I had a video up about Honor. I probably took it down. I'm not sure. In January of 2021, so like almost a year ago, we almost lost Honor because his setup just wasn't enough for the cold weather. And he became very sick. He actually had like a meningitis. And so he spent some time in the garage, and that's why, like, we've been working so hard to build the barn up. That's why we added Rosie to the farm. I really didn't want to take on a second pig. Like, I've been really trying to not acquire farm animals unless they serve a homestead purpose. But he needed a companion, so I will not be investing in another pig right now. Not financially, not emotionally. That was a little rough. We did move the bunnies. I finally did replace Emma's bunny from the summer. So we moved the bunnies in there, and I know that bunnies and pigs don't speak the same language. I've been working really hard to try to get the heat to retain out there so that we can visit more. I do have some like gaps to fill up with some foam. I'm waiting for like a decent day because it says it's supposed to be 60 when you do it. I'm hoping I can at least get, I think we have a 50-degree day coming up in about a week, according to the forecast. So I'm hoping that I can get it decent enough in there to spray that foam stuff. Anyway, so that's what we've been up to. We celebrated Thanksgiving here in our partially finished kitchen the other day. And I actually was going to record and post yesterday because I was like, look at Jasper in the window. I was so proud that I didn't partake in the Black Friday sales yesterday. It's something that I used to do a lot of, but I've really been trying to move forward into a lot less consumerism. The daughter-in-laws and I that are going out this morning, there is one local shop, Small Business Saturday, and as a small business owner, I definitely want to support. We're going to go to one local boutique shop and then go to a couple thrift stores. So that sounds like the perfect morning of shopping with my daughter-in-laws. So I'm excited for that. I just wanted to touch base and wish you guys a happy weekend. And, you know, as we go into the holiday season, Christmas season, to just remember not to get caught up in the chaos of it all. Okay, guys? Till next time.